a very good moment to put the focus on the region and to put the focus especially on Montenegro. And the reason is the one word which you mentioned, which is alignment. Now, alignment, for those who are not into the Eurospeak, that means that you have to get the European Union acquis, that's all the legislation, regulations which have been piling up over the decades, you have to implement them into your national legislations. Now, I guess, I don't know if anybody has an idea how big that is, the task. In numbers, I give you one number, it's 150,000 pages of legal acts. Now, we break that down into 33 chapters, from freedom of movement of capital to human beings, to services, to environmental standards, to procurement, competition. Rule of law is the most important of all of this because that's the precondition to close any chapter. Where are we standing? To your question, Montenegro got last summer, the go-ahead from the 27 member states to start closing chapters exactly because they passed this test on rule of law. That's, for those who live here, know the name EBAR. This became a household name. Everybody's speaking about EBAR, which is not the river, but the interim benchmark report. A very bureaucratic term, but which became kind of a rallying cry for everybody to get this EBAR, because the EBAR is the precondition for closing chapters and going into the final stage of negotiations, and this is what happened last year. And it was not given lightly, because sometimes I hear the argument, well, we are desperate as the European Union for some success, and that's why we gave it away. Rest assured, we have 27 member states. Rest assured, there are countries among them who are quite skeptical about enlargement in general. Everybody gave the green light, so we are moving. And that allowed then in December of last year, for the first time in 7 years, to close chapters. 3 chapters were closed, and this is a good development, and this allows us also now to move forward and go towards closure of all the chapters until the end of 26. I see here the Minister of European Integration in the first row. She doesn't get any sleep these days, and the Prime Minister neither, because it's a hell of a job. It's 150,000 pages, as I told you. We give a lot of support there as the European Union, but also member states bringing in their best experts. When it comes to the rule of law, what do we do specifically? We have a mission called Eurol here. That's basically the best brains from the European Union, like previous judges. We have a previous president of a Supreme Court from a neighboring country here, who has gone through enlargement themselves, from Croatia, to advise, to be there, to transfer best knowledge to the institutions here. So there is progress. If you look at our country reports, which come out every October, and this is not a rosy thing if you read. It's a very factual snapshot of the good things and of the bad things. Are we there yet? No. There are a lot of things which need to happen. There are a lot of things where we want to see more movement. We want to see this famous track record when it comes to the fight against organized crime and corruption. So we see a lot of proceedings started, especially a lot of proceedings on corruption for what I would call the small fish. We don't see many getting to the final stages, not to speak about people ending up behind bars. That needs to happen. That happened in many of the accession countries before the Big Bang. It happened before Croatia joined in 2013. Very important to also have this, to build up this track record. But overall, it's been a good journey, and I'm confident Montenegro is on the way to close the chapters by the end of next year.